Right guys, welcome to another tutorial of Intersystems Cache Mumps Old School. This is a quick routine that I wrote ages ago. I don't know if it's accurate or whatever because I've never had a chance to try it out. But what it's supposed to do is tell you how many pieces of the arch or a voussoir you need in order to make an arch of a certain size. So I've already typed in the actual code. So what we'll do is, I'll tell you what, what I'll do is I'll try and right, that's all on one screen, so you should, oh hang on, let me get rid of that bloody thing and let me just open this up. Right there, look, so you should be able to copy, pause the video and copy the code now. But what I'll do is I'll go through it with you and then we'll run it and see what happens. So we're going to do PVCC, which is the video control codes in the first lesson that we did under the video write. You need to follow the instructions to create that. Then we will clear the screen. Then what we'll do is we will set a default value of 3.14156 to a variable called pi. What we'll do then is, for some reason, write out stuff. Why is it writing out that? Right, so what we're doing is we're going to write out a line that's going to ask for the span, and I think these need to be in millimeters. So millimeters, 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 millimeters. Right, so that needs to be in millimeters. So you enter the span in millimeters, you enter the brick height, the brick width and the mortar width. So the first step we need to do is calculate the extra DOS. Now the extra DOS is on an arch, a brick arch, you've got an inside arch and an outside arch. The extra DOS is the actual outside of the arch. So that's what we're calculating there. So basically what we're saying is the extra DOS equals pi times span plus brick height. No, so the extra DOS is span plus brick height times pi divided by 2. We then calculate the number of voussoirs. We then round up number 2 to the nearest whole odd number. So what we're going to do is round up. So if we've got 14.75 voussoirs, we're going to round it up to 15, if you know what I mean. Then we check if it's odd. So if odd equals 1, then odd number. If odd equals 0, then even number. Even number, so add on 1 to make an odd number. So we always want to end up with an odd number. So what we do then is we calculate the intrados. That's the inside of the arch. We'll calculate the total width of the mortar, and what we do then is we calculate the taper width. So imagine a single brick in an arch. It's going to be slightly wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So that's what that last bit does, and then we write the results to screen. So pause the video, copy this code, and then we'll run it to the screen now. So let's now run it, and it's called arch. So do arch. Right, so it wants a span. So let's just say this has got a span of 1200 millimeters, which is what? Is it 4 foot or something? So the brick height, so this is, if you got your brick and stood it on end, I think this is the height that it would be. Or if you stood it on the edge, this is the height it would be. So let's just say we've got it on end because we want our bricks to be tall. So brick height, let's just say our brick is, I don't know, let's just say they're 100 millimeters tall. The width of the brick then, when you've stood it on your end, what's the width of that brick? So let's just say it's probably 75 millimeters wide. And what's going to be the mortar width in between each brick? Let's say 5 millimeters. Right, so what that's saying then is the extrados, the outside length of the arch, is going to be 2042 millimeters in length. The intrados, which is the inside of the arch, is going to be 1884 millimeters in length. It says we're going to need 27 bricks to make this arch, and the taper width, so do you know, like earlier where I said it's going to be wider at the top than it is at the bottom? So the bottom width needs to be 64.81 millimeters. Now because it's 75 millimeters wide, so right, 75 minus 64.81, so you need to chop off 10.19 millimeters in total, but that needs to be something like 5.095 millimeters from each side of the brick, if that makes sense. I can't really do any graphics here, so I can't show you. So the top of the brick, imagine, what can I show you? What looks like a brick? Right, imagine the U there. The top of the U between the two, where the two lines end, and the spaces, the top there will be 75 millimeters wide. Where the curved bit is at the bottom, it's saying that needs to be 64.81 millimeters wide. So basically what you would do is, from the top left hand side of the brick, you would go in like that, and then the top right of the brick, you'd go in like that. So you'd end up with a brick that's the shape of, that shape. So the top would be 75 millimeters and the bottom would be 68.81 millimeters. I hope that makes sense. If there's any mathematical geniuses out there or whatever, double check this for me and see if you get the same answers, will you please? And we'll go from there. Thank you.